We've managed our business, and I think it really was driven home when we went to Nunavut the first time back in 2007, where we weren't really sure what to expect. And we went to the community of Baker Lake, and we left after 3 days, and we said, boy, we can do business here, because we weren't judged as miners or from the South. The conversation was, how could we partner? And this also ties into the question around the perception from investors about the industry. The industry has to do a much better job explaining the benefits, explaining what we're talking about here. And I've spent a lot of time in Ottawa in the last year trying to articulate the opportunity set that we see as miners, people that are there every single day doing this. And it's not just mine building. If we do this properly, and it's not sort of standing up and saying, oh, by the way, we're going to build the Upper Beaver project in Kirkland Lake or the Hope Bay project in Nunavut, and you're going to get all these spin-off benefits. No, it's when you're announcing that, it's to talk about the impact that mines are having from the context of building community. And in some parts of Canada, it's building the nation. And we're trying to connect these 3 points now: mine building, community building, and nation building, and doing it at the provincial level and doing it at the federal level, because we're good at mining in Canada. But we're really good at mining when we're working together and we make sure everybody's participating. And we've been at the forefront of that. And we wouldn't be where we are in terms of the size of our company and the quality of our business if we didn't establish the partnerships with the communities and the employees.
Let me get Bruce on that as well. There's a duty to consult. You heard Michael call it a duty to consult and accommodate. Do you think the mining sector does both?
I think it's been an evolution, and I would suggest to you that if you were to look back 25, 30 years ago, to generalize is always very difficult, because there are some really good actors and there are some not so good actors at any given point in time. But I would generally make the comment that if you look over time, the mining community has done a really good job of pulling up its bootstraps, whether you're talking about large producers like Agnico or even the smaller explorer and developer companies out there. They are far more mindful of communities, far more mindful of engagement today than I would have suggested 30 years ago. So I think it's there, and I think Sean's right. I think the advocacy for the mining industry to the general public and the benefits to Canada is probably the last frontier that we really need to do a better job with.
And sorry, can I add? I think it's mindset. So when we went to Nunavut, we were saying to ourselves as we went up discussing it, remember, we're visitors. We're visitors. And if we conduct ourselves like visitors, then this is going to be a successful relationship over the long term. And I think that's the way you need to sort of look at it. And if you look at it from that perspective and start from square one as what are we going to do and how are we going to do it together, you really get the benefit of the mining, the higher gold price, the skills. And it's not just a job. It's an opportunity for a career when you look at these communities and you can see it in the young people. There's lots of benefits here. And that's one of the best parts about our job, is we can go into parts of the country where sometimes there's not a lot of opportunity. And we can bring it there if we do mine building correctly.
I want to get Her Worship the Mayor on this as well. The duty to not just consult, but accommodate. What does that look like on the ground where you are?
You know what? You can see it in when Mr. Boyd said he builds community. I absolutely support that. Without, taxation is kind of something that we have to do, but community partners like the mining industry willfully add to their community. They do these investments. They've partnered with the local hospital. They've actually donated to the Children's Department refresh of our local library. They support our local museum because it's based in Sir Harry Oaks and mining. When they speak about their investments, it's not only in their own business, it's in their surrounding communities. And I really do think they have a unique position to not add only to the economy, but to the societies that support these mines as well.